Welcome to Deeply Disturbing Things.
Chit-Chat,
Chit-Chat.
Chit-Chat. No, I am only saying that. We can do the sign together, but I'll do the voice.
But I didn't write this time.
I know, it just sounds so wonky and offbeat.
Fine, I'm still gonna spell it.
How are you?
I am great. Kind of great. It's Sunday, so it's getting actually less great as it moves into Monday and having to work tomorrow.
I have two stories to tell you.
That's great. I have no stories to tell you, maybe.
Which would you like to hear first? The one about my hair or the one about my car?
Did you get your hair done? Because it looks like it was cut.
I got it cut last night.
Ah,
would you like me to tell you the continuing story of my hair salon saga?
Please.
Okay. So when we last met, I told you that I had solved all my problems. I had scheduled an appointment with a third person at the same salon.
And I think I called you a whore.
I think I called myself a salon slut.
Yes.
And I felt so anxious about it. I pulled up to the place last night for my appointment and I could see my person that I've been seeing standing in there, and I just had so much anxiety, but I was like, I can't not go in.
It's already scheduled at that point, right? Yeah.
I was like, I am just gonna lean in hard to all this anxiety right now and just stick with my plan, which was I'm just gonna see everybody and love everybody the same, and nobody will have hurt feelings.
Stylist.
And that way I don't have to feel bad.
Yeah.
So the universe is obviously fucking with me because I go in, I check in to my appointment. They have no record of me making this appointment.
Oh no.
At all.
Oh, universe.
And because it's such a great salon, they're like scrambling. They're like, well, we can get you in with blah, 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 which is my regular person I've been seeing.
And they were probably like, wonderful.
I'm like, that's great. I mean, I really just needed a haircut. I'm like, that's fine. But I'm just like, this is
that why both sides? So she cut your hair?
Yeah, I got a haircut. And this time I approached it differently because I've really been thinking about what I wanted in a haircut. So I was a lot more like, we had more of a conversation about what I wanted or didn't want.
I like the style of what you have more now. Like it actually looks like there's some shapes.
Style.
Yeah.
There's actually some stuff. Well, shapes. I realized, all these last times I've been going into her, I've been just saying, just do whatever. And so I've been getting whatever because I've been asking for whatever.
It really has not been her fault.
I'm feeling like now that I've put some time and effort into our relationship and communicated about my needs, maybe this whole thing is going to work out.
I love that this has turned into like this. Maybe you needed this lesson. The universe knew that.
I know.
That's great.
So I already had a color appointment with her in a couple weeks. So I'm going to try the same approach and just be a lot more communicative about my needs.
That's good.
See if maybe my needs end up getting met.
Thanks for looking out, universe.
Yeah.
Well, all since you have two stories, right? So you have one more?
I do. That was my continuing salon saga.
So I'll share one thing in between. So I had guests and I had to unclog a toilet today because of this. And it took a really long time. And
was it guest poo?
Yes,
oh,
it was guest poo. And that was not that fun, but I did get it resolved. But it took like 4 or 5 hours for me to finally get it to. I thought, I had no idea that could happen like that.
Wow, that's a long time. You really got to put some elbow into it.
Yeah, and the plunger didn't work at all. Plunger did not help. And then I tried these like at home, like mix this and this, and that'll help break things down. Didn't work. So
Did
then
you put a stick in there?
I ended up, so I had
Did you have to break the poo apart with a stick, Macie?
so I had the thing, like the wire bendy things for like tubs to clean hair out of the drain. And I shoved
A
that
snake.
in there, and it took me a little bit to get past whatever was in there, and I
We know
finally
what was
did,
in there.
and it got enough suction to finally happen. But I was like gloves on, like definitely
You probably had
an
fecal matter
exciting
splashing back up at you.
Sunday morning. Yeah, no, it's great. I
That
love
sounds super fun.
fecal matter in my face.
Well, this is a perfect segue to my second story.
What's that?
I was driving back from Costco this evening.
Did you get fecal matter in your face at Costco?
No, just, and I was stopped at a red light under the haunted train overpass that we did our podcast at.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about that, like how it was haunted. And my son Asher was with me, and I was about to ask him probably for the 50th time if he knew that intersection was haunted. And I heard this thud, the super loud thud. I was like, what is that? I turn, and it's the biggest bird shit I have ever seen in my life, right on my driver's window, like right there. Like
everything's
huge.
connected.
It was green. It was like there was stuff in it, like sticks and
Poo
like
stuff.
like there was like real chunks and drips and looked like loogies, and
That
it was
poor
so
bird.
nasty.
He was probably so happy to get that. He was probably birdie constipated for days.
It was so bad. And I'm like, I cannot drive around like this.
What kind of bird was it? That's what I want to know.
I
How
don't
big
know. It
is
was
this bird?
above in the train overpass thingy. And
A lot
I'm
of
like,
pigeons in
I
there.
have to go to the car wash right now. I can't. I'm like, I hope it's open, because it was like 4:30 on a Sunday. And so then we start driving to the car wash. I couldn't even focus. I'm like, in my mind, everybody is looking at this
I
giant
would have looked
green bird dookie. I mean, it was huge. I'm not exaggerating. It was this big right on my driver's window. And it was still like running
It was
down.
this
real
big,
fresh.
like literally this big, or more like
Yes.
this big?
No, it was huge. It was huge. You can
got,
ask my son when you're
you
here.
got
He'll
shat
verify.
on. You got straight up shat on.
And so,
Are you sure it wasn't a person up there?
well, you don't know. What could it be in Spokane? Downtown Spokane's a little sketch. So then I'm starting to near the car wash, and then I'm like, oh my God, how? I can't roll down my window. How am I going to pay? Because
It was on your window.
it was already like this close to the bottom of my window. If I rolled it down, then it'd be like in my door, and then I'd roll it back up, and it would be like
But
smeared all
did
the
you
way
just
up.
open your door?
Well, I realized I could like open it like this much. So I go up and I'm like, give the guy my debit card.
Obviously, he knows why you're there.
Give him my debit card. And he's like, I have to say, that is the largest single bird poop I have ever seen. And I'm like, don't look at it. I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
Look away.
And I said, see, Asher, I knew it was bad. He's a professional. It's the worst he's ever seen.
The worst. Literally the worst.
The worst.
The worst. That was the worst I've ever seen today, too. Actually, that's not true. My office bathroom got over flooded by a guest and actually over flooded the entire bathroom. This didn't go onto the floor, thank goodness.
Have you ever flooded a public bathroom and ran away before anybody could realize it was you? But you were probably on camera.
But please tell me about how you did, because obviously you did.
I did once, and I can't reveal any details because
you may get picked up by law enforcement.
I'm pretty sure there'll be some kind of SWAT team.
Public enemy number one.
They'll come swinging in through my window here in a second.
I
realized later, like there are cameras everywhere. Like I was seen leaving the scene of the crime. It was one of those bad ones where the toilet just starts like a geyser out, like reject.
I've never had that happen. Your scat crimes.
It's terrible. It's so terrible.
Was that all your stories?
I think that's enough, don't you?
I do. All right. Till next time.